Welcome to the gardenshop.ie product demonstration video. In this demonstration I want to show you one of the weed killers we have available on our website. We have it here in a 1 litre container, in a plastic sealable container with a twist off lid, which also has a protective sealant on the inside. So this particular weed killer is similar to Roundup in that the main ingredient is glyphosate, which is found in most common weed killers. So it has the exact same main ingredient as all other weed killers. Now this particular weed killer, like Roundup, is a contact systematic weed killer. Now what that means is, in terms of contact, meaning it will only kill the plants in which it comes into contact with. It will only kill the plants in which green leaves it comes into contact with. The second thing, following on from that, is because it's a contact weed killer, once it comes into contact with soil, it will not affect the soil, it will not poison the soil. You can effectively, after using a contact weed killer such as this, you can actually begin to sow in that area about 2 weeks later. So it's not harmful to the soil in any way. The second factor about this particular weed killer is that it is a systemic or systematic weed killer. That means that it will enter through the green foliage or green leaves of a plant, weed or shrub, and it will work its way through the plant and all the way down into the plant roots, killing the entire plant. So that's basically what the weed killer is. The advantages of it, it comes in this handy plastic container. This 1 litre of it will cover approximately 1,500 square meters. It's relatively safe to use provided you follow all the instructions provided. In terms of pets, it's recommended that you keep pets away from a treated area for approximately 24 hours, giving the product sufficient time to dry into the foliage. Other factors then, well, how to use really. Important firstly to follow the instructions provided with the product. What you would need then is something like what we have here for a smaller scale weed killing project. This is a 1.5 litre pressure sprayer. Alternatively, you could use a larger 20 litre knapsack sprayer, both available on the gardenshop.ie. Also, when using any garden chemicals, it's recommended that you have a pair of garden gloves. Now, using and diluting of the products that we have here, this is a 1 litre container of the weed killer, but you should dilute it down to a ratio of about 50 parts water to 1 part weed killer. That translates to 1 litre of water to 20 mils of the weed killer. You will mix them together and shake them well, and then apply it to the area you want to treat. Also, always take care when using a weed killer. Try to avoid hitting the plants you want to keep. Avoid getting it on lawns. When you're using a weed killer such as this, you can only use it in dry weather. So be sure to have at best 24 hours, at worst 6 hours of dry weather. Never use it on a windy day. Also, as I said before, keep pets away from the treated area, and wear gloves and protective clothing when using the product. So that's it really. This is a very useful weed killer. It will kill a wide range of weeds, from switchgrass to dock leaves to thistles. Even more aggressive ones might require a second application of the weed killer approximately 2 weeks after the first application. Once the weeds have completely died off, 2 weeks later you can begin sowing in that area, vegetables, shrubs, whatever you're wanting to grow. So that's one of the products available on the gardenshop.ie, a 1 litre container weed killer.